People say conspiracy theorists are irrational. They don't trust official investigations. They claim that when the government investigates itself on topics like corruption, abuse, or even pedophilia, it can't be trusted. Why? Because the system protects its own. Most people dismiss that reasoning. They say, that's paranoid. Just because a government agency clears itself doesn't mean it's lying. In their view, the lack of evidence is enough to close the case. But what if I told you that the same exact logic is being used and celebrated in academic circles when it comes to Islam? Western academics routinely question the reliability of Islamic historical sources on the basis that Muslims were writing about themselves. The assumption goes like this. If Muslim historians wrote the Sirah, recorded the Hadith, and compiled Quranic interpretations, then their work must be biased. After all, they believed in the religion. They had skin in the game, therefore their testimony is seen as unreliable even before the content is examined. Sound familiar? It's the same logic conspiracy theorists use. You can't trust insiders to investigate insiders, but here's the inconsistency. The same people who mock that logic when it comes from conspiracy theorists praise it when it comes from academics. When a citizen says, I don't trust the FBI to investigate itself, he's paranoid. When a professor says, I don't trust early Muslims to report their own history, he's being critical and rational. How does that make sense? There are two types of conspiracies. Ones that assume all evidence is made up, and ones that are based on the evidence. For now, we are just discussing the first type of conspiracy theories. In some cases, the government uses procedures, documentation, and legal protocols. Conspiracy theorists reject all that and still say, it's a cover-up. That's considered irrational. Meanwhile, Islam developed isnad systems, biographical vetting, cross-referencing, and early archival methods. And still, academics say, it's all apologetics. When Muslims are accurate, it's suspicious. When Muslims agree, it's collusion. When Muslims preserve, it's propaganda. In both cases, any self-report is automatically suspect, unless it comes from a source the critic already trusts. That's not rational skepticism, that's selective skepticism. You don't have to agree with every conspiracy theory. You don't have to accept every historical claim made by Muslims either. But if you dismiss one group as irrational for doubting internal investigations and celebrate another group for doing the same thing, you're not being consistent. If the claim that you can't trust people to report on themselves is irrational in one context, it should be irrational in all contexts. Unless, of course, the problem isn't the logic. But who's using it? Let that sink in.